Hello and welcome to GameOver, Jesse's channel. I'm your host for today, FiveJay, and today we're going to play some random retro games on my modded NES Classic Edition. I've got Game Boy, I've got Game Boy Color, I've got Sega Game Gear, Sega Master System, NES, I think that might be it. Let's take a look. Yeah, Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Gear, NES, Sega Master System, SMS. So, yes, so, if you happen to have any games that you see pass by your screen that you'd like to see played, just let me know. Hey, and Jesse has jumped on. He is over streaming Fortnite on his Twitch. So, if you want to go watch that, by all means. If you'd rather watch retro games, / are not a Twitch user, feel free to hang out here and play some retro games. I was, let's see, I was listening to Metal Jesus Rocks, and they mentioned, no. They did mention lots of hidden gems, but I was thinking of something else. Another video I was watching of a very large collection, and they mentioned a game, and I wonder if I have it on here for Sega Master System. Something called... No, I don't think so. Yeah, okay, I don't have it. That's fine. Let's go play this old version of Rampage. Since Rampage is in theaters right now, let's see what an 8-bit version of Rampage looks like on Sega Master System. And sounds like. Oh, you're not even streaming it anymore. Oh man, I could have turned it on. Rats. Well, there goes that. That's alright, folks. You know, this actually looks like it's going to be better graphics than the NES version. Because, if you didn't know, Sega Master System is actually more powerful than the NES. Main character of the movie is George. As you can see, he's not an albino gorilla, but he is a gigantic gorilla. So this is what the movie is based on. You're a monster, and you blow up buildings, and you eat people. That's Rampage. That's what Rampage is. I just ate that person. I'm gonna stomp on this building. Gonna have to eat some of these people that are trying to kill me here. Leave me alone. Maybe we'll destroy that helicopter. Buildings down. Ba-bam. That's something that we can collect. So there's some things you can eat, like people. And there are other things that you cannot eat, like toilets. If you eat toilets, they make you sick. Now that is realism right there, folks. Slimes Can Craft is here, says, whoa, we are both haircut twins. What's up, Slimes? Yeah, I chopped off 8 months worth of hair. GameOver Jesse says, welcome, Slimes. Slimes says, hey, Jesse. Thomas Newton says, was the Rampage movie any good? You know, I haven't seen it yet. Because it came out very close to the time of Infinity War, so their fault. Their fault. They shouldn't have done that. Oh, that guy just got away from me. I was just gonna eat him. I'm coming to get you, buddy. There we go. So when you eat people, you get your health back, so that's fun. So you can see you end up having to face, helicopters and so forth. It's like King Kong, but like King Kong doesn't, you know, it's not gonna die. The goal is just destroy everything, and that's it. This is an arcade game. They even made a bunch of sequels. They made they made 2 Rampage games for the Nintendo 64. Fully 3D graphics. I believe those are multiplayer as well. So you and one of your friends were competing to destroy more of the town than the other person. Jesse says, when does The Rock come in to stop him? Lol, lol, lol. Gamer Jesse says, joking! Slime says he comes in at 1 hour and 5 minutes. There we go. All the buildings are done. Level 3. Slime says, I want to watch Infinity War. Me too, and I've already seen it twice. Cute the Yoshi says, hello, what's up, Cute? Slime says, what kind of game is this? Eating people. I don't know, man. I don't know where people get these ideas from, but I believe this is a Midway arcade game. So, what's up, Midway? Why you weird? You're just snatching them right out of their buildings. Lots of folks, too. Like, we're eating lots of folks. So, now you know what the Rampage movie is based on. This isn't the world's greatest game, but I remember having this on Game Boy Color and playing lots of it, and of course, as I mentioned, N64 as well. And those N64 games are kind of expensive now, unfortunately. It's too bad, because I do want to try them again. I love the music chip in the Sega Master System. It sounds great. Gotcha. So you can't fully destroy that building until you destroy the one in front. Interesting mechanic. Jesse says, I've seen it once. It is one of the greatest movies ever. Are you talking about Infinity War or are you talking about Rampage? Somebody with a Japanese name, sorry that I don't know how to read your name, welcome, says, Donkey Kong gone wild, pretty much. Although Donkey Kong in Donkey Kong already was pretty wild. You know, stealing people's girlfriends, chucking barrels at them, you know, crazy stuff. GameOver Jesse says, 8-bit console had huge limitations with what you could do. Yeah, they did, but this might be one of the most powerful 8-bit consoles ever made, actually, because after this, they started doing 16-bit. So after the Sega Master System, there might not be a more powerful 8-bit console. Jesse, can you think of a console that's more powerful than the, an 8-bit console that's more powerful than the Sega Master System? Because if not, that's cool. We're going to move on to another game, though. Thomas Newton says, hello, what's up, Thomas? How's it going? Edible Incredible is also here. What's up? Okay. Ooh, Road Rash is good. So like I said, I got games for Sega Master System, Sega Game Gear, Game Boy Color, and NES, all on this system. So I'll take a spin through some of the other systems here, and you'll see. If you have any requests, let me know. Jesse says Infinity War. I was just kidding, dude. I pretty much figured Rampage wasn't one of the greatest movies ever, but I just had to throw that out there. Let's go through Game Boy Color, because I love Game Boy Color. Start here. Thomas says, how many games do you have on this modded NES? I think it's somewhere in the 700s. Something like that. Between the 5 systems. So, it's quite a few games. Ooh, Mr. Driller. I'm always a big Pac-Man fan. Ah, that one doesn't have box art. GameOver Jesse says, I can't. The TurboGrafx 16 was a supercharged 16-bit console. Yeah, exactly. So the Sega Master System may be the most powerful of the 8-bit consoles. And you can really tell, especially when there are games that were on both NES and Sega Master System. The Master System games always look better. So, yeah, and then the Sega Game Gear was literally a portable version of the Sega Master System. It just used smaller cartridges, so you couldn't use the Master System cartridges, unfortunately. So I guess that also kind of makes the Game Gear the most powerful 8-bit handheld? Unless Game Boy Color is 8-bit. Not sure. Not sure. Potato is here. What's up, man? This is Hate Jesse, Hate Jay. Why you hating? Ah, they're all reminiscing about good times playing Fortnite. Good stuff. Okay, until we get a recommendation, we're going to go play some Ghosts and Goblins on Game Boy Color, which I didn't realize there was a version, but why wouldn't there be? Chandler Marion says, hello, everybody. What's up, man? Budrick Porter says, how do you get this modded, if you can say? Really easy. You just Google it, and there's 1,000 different results. I had videos on YouTube, helped me. There's software out there. Because the power supply is just a USB cable, you essentially just take off the block on the end of it, and you can hook it up to your computer, and boom! People are out there already have all the steps for you to load the software on, and it works exactly like the NES Classic does. So that is to say, no matter what game you've loaded on for any system, it will have the save tray for you, and then you can just start from where you left off. So it's pretty cool. Frogger 2, we have a request for Frogger 2. Sounds good. We will do that. GameOver just says, you need to send me your ad stuff? What do you mean ad stuff? And who are you talking to? Jesse says, Metal Slug! Was Metal Slug on here? I'm not sure if I have a Metal Slug on here, but I'll check. There is a possibility that some of the cover art might be wrong, because in the software that lets you upload, you know, all these mods, there's a function for just automatically grab art, or you know, cover art. Some of them are blatantly wrong. So, I mean, I can look for Metal Slug, see if it's in here, but I don't think that there was a Metal Slug for Game Boy Color. There's Firebrand, Game Boy Color, or Game Boy, or Sega Master System, or Game Gear, or NES, any of the 8-bits. Oh, fail. How did I even fall down there? Jesse says, I need to work on Le Video, but enjoy FiveJay. Thanks for coming, Jesse. I'm glad you guys are having fun over there playing some Fortnite. And I hope you guys stick around. It also says, my name is Blue. I feel special. Nice, nice, cool. Chrissy says, is there Pitfall? Ooh. Okay, so we had Frogger 2, so we'll do that first. And then we had a request for Metal Slug. Somebody help me remember this. After this is Metal Slug, if it exists, and then Pitfall. And then let me know if you can think of anything else across Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Sega Game Gear, Sega Master System, or NES. Slime says, welcome to Blue. That's a cool name. It's a unique name. Oh, I see what you're saying. Your name is Blue. No, sorry. Your name in text on YouTube is Blue. Lol, lol, lol. Jesse says, Blue means you're mod admin, but you don't have to do anything. Yeah, I always figured when I make somebody an admin on my own channel that it's like a sign of trust. Like, hey, you're awesome. You've been around for a long time. I trust you. Here, you can be an admin. All right, let's do this. Metal Slug, Pitfall, Pokemon Yellow. Oh, did somebody ask for Pokemon Yellow as well? So we can do a little bit of that. Someone says, is Frogger going to start? Sorry. Apparently that opening screen loops forever until I hit a button. Hi, I'm Thaddeus. Keep an eye out for me during your adventure. I'll give you a tip whenever I can. I think you know what to do here. Avoid cars, ride the logs, and don't fall in the water. Thaddeus? It's a weird name. My grandma had, woo, a little tabletop arcade version of Frogger that I used to play all the time. Oh, crap. I was really expecting a log to appear there. It's really banking on that. There we go. Whoa, meant to be going left. There's also checkpoints, which is nice. And I believe... Oh, that was dumb. And I believe in this one you'll eventually also be trying to capture flies and such. I knew I shouldn't have risked it. But I'm a risky guy. Anyway, that tabletop arcade version was like just LED lights. You know, the graphics were just awful, but I had a lot of fun playing it. So that's the version of Frogger I know best, honestly. Slimes is throwing out Discord links, as is Jesse. See you, Jesse. Thanks for hanging out. Slime says, join the link for free Monopoly dollars. Well, Ben R says, Rip Frog, what's up? How's it going, Ben? Oh, I don't like it. The spacing. It's unforgiving. Woo! Checking for missed. Yep, see, I missed one already. Too eager. All right. Once again, too eager. All right, what was after this? It was Metal Slug, right? We were checking for Metal Slug. They're all talking with Jesse about Twitter stuff. All right, did we have Metal Slug anywhere? Ooh, Harvest Moon, good stuff. Metal G, whoa. Went from Metal G to Metal W. Probably not a good sign. Yeah, it's not gonna work. Okay, definitively no Metal Slug on Game Boy Color. We know this now. As I thought there might not be. Slime says you should play a game we know. So far, we're playing games that people have requested. What was after Metal Slug? Pitfall, right? Pitfall. Pretty sure. Yeah, if it's not here in SMS, then we're going to move on to Pitfall. Metal. We already passed Metal. Yeah, so there is no Metal Slug. Pitfall. Let's see. Pitfall was on which of the consoles? That might have been a Game Boy Color one or something like that. Should also note the system. And then somebody said Pokemon Yellow, which we can also do. Pitfall. That looks promising as far as alphabetically. There it is. Pitfall Beyond the Jungle. I've never heard of this one of Pitfall. Pitfall was one of the first real platformers way back in the Atari 2600 days. But they made several sequels for much later systems, 20 plus years down the line. This one appears to be one of them. Beyond the Jungle. So in Pitfall, that takes place in the jungle. So if this is Beyond the Jungle, we got a clear sequel here. Horror Hunter / Animatronic Collector is here and says, hi, what's up? Thanks for watching. All right. Whoa. Moves smoothly. That's cool. We got what looks to be a pickaxe. Whoa! Ah, classic Pitfall style. There's a swinging vine that I missed. Classic Pitfall style, it's not easy. Oh, do I need to hit a button to grab it? Looks like probably. Almost dead at this point. Gotta remember to jump later. There we go. Whew! So, imagine this in much, much worse graphics. So you might be thinking, how can the graphics possibly be any worse? Well, if you know any Atari 2600 games, you know the graphics can actually be much worse. So, the original Pitfall, quite bad looking, but was very innovative for the time, and kind of made the platforming genre a genre. Wasn't really one before, so Pitfall is quite famous for that. Of course, now Mario perfected that genre, but, thanks to Granddaddy Pitfall. Literally, because, see, Super Mario Brothers, 1986, I believe, and Pitfall is probably more like 79, so quite a difference in years there. Oh! Ooh, I thought I missed it for a moment there. Oh no, I can't reach it. There we go. Sometimes he likes to grab onto the vines, and sometimes he doesn't. Very strange. Grisa says, whoa, I never saw that Pitfall. I know, right? Me either. Slime says, look at those graphics. Horace says, what's your favorite Zelda game? Mine is A Link to the Past. Probably Ocarina of Time for me. Probably for me. I'm sorry. Is there a name that I can call you there, person with the Japanese name? I'm very sorry. says, I see Minecraft got inspiration from this. Yeah, right? Totally. Jesse says, I keep getting distracted by the games. Ooh. Yeah? So, hey, hang out if you want, man. Jesse says, the swinging greatly inspired Donkey Kong Country. Sure, yeah, I can totally see that. In Pitfall, the swinging was a very big mechanic. And I've died many a times falling in a pit in the original Pitfall. Where, by the way, there were oftentimes alligators waiting to eat you. All right, Pokemon Yellow is our next game request. I don't think we have any other game requests. So folks out there, if you want to see another game, remember on Game Boy, Game Boy Color, NES, Sega Game Gear, or Sega Master System, on any of those systems, let me know. I'll see if I have it, and we'll play it. Call you Katsu. Okay, I'll try to remember to call you Katsu. Thank you for giving me a name to call you. I feel weird just calling you Japanese characters person. But I can't read it, so Katsu it is. Horror Hunter says, what is your favorite plot of one of the games of Legend of Zelda? Well, I mean, that it kind of follows suit, Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask. Also very, very intriguing, since the simple plot without the time travel, maybe not all that interesting. But if you're incorporating the time travel as part of what you consider the plot, then Majora's Mask plot is quite interesting. Oh, Professor Oak, we know all of this. Golden Sun, unfortunately, that is a Game Boy Advance game, and I do not have Game Boy Advance games on this system. So, we are not able to do Golden Sun, but I love Golden Sun. Great pick. Maybe I'll do a playthrough of Golden Sun on my channel someday, because, oh, and I've actually never, beaten the second Golden Sun, Lost Age, and then they finally made a third one, like, I don't know, what was it, 5, 6 years later, 7 years later? They finally made a third one, so I haven't beaten that one either, so I got to play through all of them, because I do really love those games. I love the stylish way that they fight, you know, the camera moving around at crazy angles. It's really good. The Dijin system, very cool. Folks talking with Jesse. Chandler says, please what? Did I miss something? Oh, back to the Golden Sun thing. Sorry. Unable. Is there another game, maybe an RPG you'd be interested in? Including Final Fantasy Legend and Legend 1, 2, and 3 on Game Boy. Abaven Wolf says, Pokemans! What's up, Abaven? How you doing? Says, try To the Moon. Doesn't have to be a stream just for yourself. Are you talking about what's... Well, is this an old game? Is this a new game? I'm not sure what you're asking here. Katsu says, who is the real GameOver Jesse? It's not me. I guess I should give the old spiel now, which is to say, thank you guys for watching. Please remember to like this live video and to subscribe to GameOver Jesse here on YouTube. And if you're enjoying me as a streamer, I have my own channels on Twitch and YouTube. Just go there and then search for FiveJay Gaming, spelled like you see below my camera, and then you'll find me. Horror says, I love Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, but my favorite is A Link to the Past. I love the plot of A Link to the Past. Yeah, they're all great games, man. I mean, all. Not gonna include things like Wanda Gamelon and all that kind of stuff, but you know what I mean. All of the mainline games are awesome. I've heard Tingle's Rosy Rupee Land is even a good game, but I haven't played it, and I don't know if I believe that. Any other requests for games, guys? Remember, Game Boy Color, NES, Game Gear, or Sega Master System. Maven says, To the Moon is a game I saw a long time ago. I think it's only on PC. It's a nice story. In all honesty, it being a PC game probably decreases its chances of being played on the channel. Hunter says, Dongo Bongo and Ocarina of Time makes me mad. The Dodongos? I guess that's probably an autocorrect there. The Dodongos. the Dodongo's cave, right? The big one that rolls into a ball and goes around the outside of the lava. That one. Katsu says, do you have Link to the Past? Not on this, but I do have it on the SNES Classic and on Wii U and also Wii Virtual Consoles. I actually did a full, complete playthrough of... Oh, I don't want a name for Pikachu. I actually did a full, complete playthrough of A Link to the Past on Nintendo Prime's channel, which is a third channel where I do streaming. Ooh, Chrissy wants to see Kid Icarus. So there's 2 Kid Icarus games on here that we could play. We could either play the original Kid Icarus on NES, or we could play Kid Icarus 2. I believe it's called Myths and Monsters. So that was the only sequel to Kid Icarus for almost 20 years. Maybe it was 20 years. I don't even know. Until, could even been more actually now that I think about it. Until Kid Icarus Uprising came out. The last one was Kid Icarus 2. So, yeah. Ben Wolf says, don't many GBA games. I don't have GBA games. It's another system. I only have Game Boy and Game Boy Color as far as Game Boy systems go. Ben Wolf says, I just wanted you to play it for yourself, not on a stream. Ah. Well, the PC nature of it still makes it less likely. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll get around to it, but I'm not going to make a promise. Sorry, dude. Link's Awakening. Great request. Okay, so we had Kid Icarus and Link's Awakening. Game Over Jesse says, I'm the real Game Over Jesse. FiveJay is a great friend, oh, thank you, who streams games on my channel. He has his own YouTube. I only stream the live podcast on YouTube and games on Twitch. Thomas Newton's back. What's up, dude? Thanks for coming back. Chrissy says the first one. Okay, we'll play the NES one then. We'll get a little bit more Pokemon in here because it takes so long to actually get anywhere in these games, right? It's an RPG. We'll get a little bit more done here before we move on. Thomas says, oh, I missed Metal Gear. No, the request is Metal Slug, and there wasn't one. So, we didn't. Horror says, Dongo Bongo in the Shadow Temple. He has 2 hands and a huge body with an eye. Oh, I guess I don't know his name. The Shadow Temple, though. Yeah, that's probably one of the temples I've beat the fewest times, because many times when I play a game, I'll play, 50 to 70% through it, and then I'll move on to another game. So it's one of those ones I don't get to play a lot. Jesse says, I have a friend who worked on Kid Icarus for 3DS. Really? Well, tell him that game is awesome, and he obviously did a great job at whatever his job was for that game, and he has my sincere gratitude. Chandler says, can you play Kirby? Ooh, I hope so. I hope I have Kirby on here because Kirby's Dream Land 2 is probably my favorite Kirby game ever on Game Boy. So somebody keep track of the 3 games that have been requested. Kid Icarus, something, and Kirby. You scroll up a little bit. What was it? Link's Awakening. Somebody make a note of that and post it again for me here. Pokemon Gold also requested. Jesse says, are you able to stream SNES games? Wouldn't you have to reconnect a different console? Yes, but it's fine. All you'll see is like the OBS or the Elgato thing that says no signal while I switch over consoles. But yes, I am able to switch over to the SNES Classic. I just have to grab it, get the power plug, plug it in, swap out the HDMI cord for the new thing. But yes, I am able to play that, stream that. That's actually what I streamed A Link to the Past for Nintendo Prime on, was this SNES Classic. Horace says, I got stuck on Bongo Bongo or Dongo Bongo. I never got past him. Oh, really? That's too bad. Kid Icarus, Link's Awakening, and Kirby. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, both of you guys. Gold. All right, we got to put gold in there, too. Thomas says, sorry, I meant Metal Slug. I always get those mixed up for some reason. It's the metalness of it all. If only they had metal soundtracks, and neither of those games really do. Too bad. Bavenwolf is currently playing Fire Red. You know, I never played Fire Red or Leaf Green. Because of my tragedy of accidentally erasing all my data in Silver, I fell off the Pokemon series for like 10 years. I was so heartbroken, as I was 2 Pokemon shy of having all of them. It was like 252 in the day, something like that. So I missed out on Fire Red and Leaf Green, and I really wish that I hadn't. And I hope to collect those someday. Jesse says, I have a video about the top 5 biggest mysteries in Ocarina of Time. It goes into a lot of detail about Dongo Bongo and his creation/origins. Really? Very cool. Jesse makes lots of really cool top 10 or top 5 videos regarding Zelda games and characters and stuff. So if you love Zelda, you obviously are on the right channel, and you probably have seen a lot more of those videos than I have. Honestly. Ben says, have you played Skyrim? If not, you should get it on the Switch. It's really good. Yes, I have. I put the most time into it on Xbox 360 back in the day, but I do have it also on Switch, and it is good stuff. Jesse says, check out Horror Hunter Animatronic Collector. Baven Wolf says, I've yet to catch them all. I caught them all in red and blue because I had them both. I got them both as a birthday present as a kid. Don't know how I convinced my parents to get me both of them, but sweet. And yeah, it was good stuff. GameOver Jesse says, our voiceover artist. Ooh, you know, Jesse, I did acting, and I like to think that I can do voiceover stuff. So if your other voiceover guy is ever busy one day, you know, he's got pneumonia or something, you're out of options. I'm just saying, my talents are available. He says, Ilya recorded the audio for the video. Ilya is awesome. I don't know who Ilya is, but if Jesse says Ilya is awesome, then Ilya must be awesome. Horror says, I love Legend of Zelda. Katsu says, okay, Todd Howard. Is that somebody in the stream, or is that somebody that I just happen to not know? Baven Wolf says, I started with yellow, went to fire red, then sun. Missed out on a lot. Yeah, I pretty much went from silver to Y. So yeah, I also had a big gap there. Okay, we are going to save this and move on to... I'll have to go look at the chats what our next one was. Is it Kid Icarus? I think it was Kid Icarus. Yeah, alright. So we gotta jump to the NES games. This is Game Boy Color. Okay, NES. K. That looks good. Nope. It's one letter shy. It's okay, guys. I know the alphabet. Don't worry about it. There we go. Even starts with a K and everything. Pfft. Oh, it was the first game in the folder. Wow, now I really feel dumb. Chrissy says, love GameOver Jesse's videos. Yeah, that's right, man. He's awesome. Ben says, I want to play Pokemon, but I can't get into it. The old ones or the new ones, or any of them, are you saying? Because I can see where trying to go back, if you've never played Pokemon before, trying to play like red or blue specifically, or even yellow, that's pretty tough. There's a lot. It's a very slow game. Gold and Silver sped things up a lot and added tons and tons of features to make the game more friendly. But even then, I can still understand how it's still a little too slow and clunky. However, Soul Silver and Heart Gold on DS. This controller is being a little bit funky. Sometimes I'm pushing sideways and it's pointing upwards. This game, by the way, looks a lot like Metroid. Really, it's nothing like Metroid. It's more like an action arcade game than it is anything like a Metroid game. So if you ever played this and thought, well, this is a crappy Metroidvania style game, well, it's not. It just looks like it and literally even steals some of the enemies. There are enemies in here that look exactly like Metroids because they stole the sprite and recolored them. But no, it doesn't play like Metroid at all. You'll see as we get a little further here, it gets to be some really intense action. Look at that. You can't even go downwards. You die. Holy, look at all these chats. You guys are so active. Thanks for being active, folks. Everyone says it's a lot of grinding, but it's aight, bud. Chandler says, Ben R, why not? Horace says all my Nintendo consoles are Game Boy, Game Boy Color, GBA, Wii, Nintendo Switch, GameCube. Great systems, man. Not a bad one among them, because you didn't say Virtual Boy. Katsu says, I didn't know there was a portable version of Kid Icarus. Yeah, there's it's the sequel. The official sequel to Kid Icarus is a Game Boy exclusive. So it's in black and white as well, as were most of those, you know. There's three different types of cartridges when it comes to Game Boy games. There's the gray cartridge, meaning the game is in black and white. There's a black cartridge, meaning it can be played in either black and white or in color. And then there's the awesome transparent, like gray console where you can see the circuit board underneath. That means it's a Game Boy Color only cartridge. And I just love the way those look. So Kid Icarus was a specifically black and white only game. So you get upgrades to Icarus where he can shoot farther, shoot more of these things. He gets to sort of fly. There's all sorts of little upgrades and things. It is a rather arcadey game if you're able to live long enough to get there. Oh! We got hit again. These flying guys be the end of me. Oh, okay. That was a really bad jump. Babenmole says, been taking a break from items that sooner lately been having a hard time in certain areas. Thomas says, remember as a child I was hearing about Pokemon and how cool it was, so I saved up some money and bought the cheapest one there, which was $20, as I did not know it was not the one I heard of. What was it? What are you talking about? Jesse says, it is a lot of work and sometimes when the videos don't do as well as I hope. It gets to be a bit of a letdown. But it's comments like that and from other supporters that help encourage me to keep it up. Oh, that's awesome, dude. Yeah, absolutely. I know what you mean, Jesse. I've been streaming for 2 years and I have a very small channel. My growth has been minor at best. Then again, I don't do it full time, so I understand why I'm not growing as much as I would like. And not to mention, Jesse puts in so much more work than I do. So, I mean, really can't be that surprised. But anyway, there are games that I love, that I stream, and I love streaming them. And then afterwards, there's almost no views of any kind. And it never increases. And it's really sad. It's like, but I love this game. And then there are times like last summer when I was streaming my way all the way through Earthbound. And I had just loads and loads of views. And now I'm doing a playthrough of all 120 stars of Super Mario 64. And I'm getting really strong views there as well. And that feels great. And it always feels good when people tell you that they love your stuff. And especially, well, I mean, not necessarily especially, but when somebody drops by and it's their first time and they have a strong reaction, like, that's really cool. So keep it up, Jesse, and everybody make sure you show Jesse, tell Jesse how much you love his videos. Every time a new one comes out, give it a like. Give it a supportive comment. I see there's a little, oh, that guy went insane. There's a little door over there that we're totally missing. Look at these guys just taking me out. Yeah, that guy is not destructible. That was my bad. Whew, as you can see, Kid Icarus is very difficult. Thomas says it was actually Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Oh, so you're talking about the GBA era. Got it. So many chats. Jesse says, which is why a lot of my videos come from requests from the fans. If someone suggests a good idea for a video in the comments, I will work on it. Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. Jesse says, Mystery Dungeon was hard. David Wall says, oh, I played Pokemon Ranger. I just remembered. I haven't played that one either. Jesse says, I never played Ranger. I remember it, but I never had the chance. Okay, we played Kid Icarus. What was next? Was it Kirby? I'm going to look for Kirby on Game Boy. I really hope I have it on Game Boy, because Kirby's Dream Land 2 is so good. Jesse says, no, don't die! Pfft. Not easy, especially when I'm like reading chats and stuff, you know? But yeah, that's a tough game. Tough game. It does look and it feels immediately like Metroid, but the more you play it, the more you realize it's very not Metroid. Christy says, wait, did we play The Legend of Zelda? We're going to. We're going to. I think Kirby was next. I went to the wrong thing, L. Do some Oracle games or Link's Awakening. Yeah, we had a request for Link's Awakening, so we will be doing that. This is where I'm looking for Kirby's Dream Land 2. I Look, see, this is the wrong... This is Game Boy Wars, which if you guys didn't know, Advance Wars comes from a long series that was Japan only all the way up until the Game Boy Advance era. It started out as Famicom Wars, and then there was Famicom Wars 2, there was Game Boy Wars 2, I think. There was Super Famicom Wars, and when it came to Game Boy Advance, that's what it was called, Advance Wars. And in America, they never updated the title, so when it came to DS, you know, it wasn't DS Wars. They called it Advance Wars Dual Strike. Oh, this Ghostbusters game is awesome. What are we looking for? Kirby. HIJ... There's Kid Icarus 2 of Myths and Monsters. Yeah, okay, so we definitely don't have Kirby's Dream Land 2 on here. Very sad. So we'll go look for Link's Awakening. And I think I have the deluxe version. So we can play it in color and not just black and white. At least I better. That's the version I want. Okay, is it under Legend of Zelda? Is it under The Legend of Zelda? Is it under Link's Awakening? Nope, definitely not in this section, man. Supposedly I know the alphabet. Yeah, here we go. So many chats. Hunter says, I have a link to the Bass for SNES for me and my dad played it on the SNES before it fried. Oh no, it fried? So sad. Jesse says, everyone in the chat, let's have some fun debates. Ooh, so if you swapped a Link in one of the Zelda games with another, which Link would completely fail the worst in which game? I'm going to leave this to you guys, because I got to actually play these games and not just read the chats. Just as an example, Breath of the Wild Link would have a very hard time at Ocarina of Time with no hook shot, long shot, light arrows, iron boots, etc. Ah, so you mean even like the upgrades and everything. Got it. There it is. Link's Awakening DX. I love this opening too, so we'll let this play while I read some more chats. Christy says, I still have my old NES. I play it now and again. That's awesome, man. I love playing the old hardware, the actual hardware. You know, the emulation is nice and it's convenient, but there's something special playing on old hardware. Jesse, yes, old chat at this point, but yeah, we got the Game Boy Color Zelda game going. Katsu confirms that. Thomas Newton says, I'm not that familiar with Zelda franchise, so I really can't answer that. Ooh, you should play some more Zelda games. Seriously. I guess you could start modern and then try and go older, but there's a distinct style difference between the top-down Zeldas and the, I guess, what would you call it? There's fixed perspective Zelda, where it's overhead, and then there's, I guess, flexible perspective, where it's fully 3D. You can change the camera and be adjustable perspective. We're going to let the theme song play a little bit here. So good. I love the Game Boy's sound chip. Excellent. Jesse says, LAXD hype! LEDX hype! I put that backwards, my bad. Chrissy says to Jesse, I'm still thinking about which Link I would switch. Joe Blanco is here. What's up, man? He says, hey, everybody, I'm addicted to my Super Nintendo. That's a great addiction to have. Jesse says, that's one of the best addictions to have. See? Exactly. Exactly. Oh, I was going to do Link, but apparently I wanted to put Clink. Okay. Man, I love this game. This is another... See, I'm sad to say this right on Game Over Jesse's channel. While I have beaten a good number of Zelda games, there's also a good number of Zelda games that I got 50, 70% of the way through and never completed. This being one of them. So there's a lot of Zelda games that I could do first-time complete playthroughs of on my channel as well. This would be a great one. I'd love to do this with the actual cartridge, though, because I do collect a lot of old games, and I would love to have this as a cartridge, or even the original black and white one. Doesn't matter to me. Thomas Newton says, I have some of the older ones I tried to play but never really got into them. Okay, then time to try the new ones. Jesse says, rumors suggest Link's Awakening will get a Link Between Worlds treatment. Ooh, that'd be kind of cool. Being remade into a sequel of sorts for Switch. Well, wasn't Link Between Worlds the sort of sequel already? So maybe what it's getting is more the Samus Returns treatment, which was same game, but they did such an overhaul that it might as well not be the same game. Abe Wolf's gonna go. See ya, Abe Wolf. Thanks for hanging out. Man, I love the sound chip in Game Boy. Abe Wolf says, love Zelda. Keep up the great work. Yes, Jesse. Keep it up, man. Jesse says, I would love for you to do Zelda games on my streams. Yeah? Okay. I'm all about that. I could do complete playthroughs of games. The problem is that I only stream for Jesse once a week because I work full-time. I stream on my own channel. I stream on Nintendo Prime. And it's a lot of time, you know? So I only really have the one day to give Jesse a week. So if I'm going to do Zelda games for Jesse, it means it'll go on for many weeks before we actually complete a Zelda game. So if you guys are cool with that, then yeah, I could totally do a total playthrough of some Zelda games. The other thing is, sometimes I get a little bit like, oh, I want all the best content from my own channel, so I'll just have to let that go, and I could always do the same playthrough on my own channel. I am also actually starting up a new playthrough, my second time through during Earthbound, because it did so well for me, and because I hadn't played it until recently. It's now one of my new favorite games. I love Earthbound. So I'm doing a new complete playthrough of Earthbound and the 120 stars playthrough of Super Mario 64. So this weekend is my first stream of Earthbound and my third stream of Super Mario 64. We're making great progress in that. Jesse says, as 99% of my subscribers are all Zelda fans. Yeah, you know, I could also do a stream through of not Link to the Past. I just did that for Nintendo Prime. Twilight Princess HD. Because I did play all the way through Twilight Princess when it came to the Wii originally. Loved that game. So good. So I could totally do that again. And technically, I've never beaten the HD version of it, so it would technically be my first time, but it's just an HD port of a game that I have beaten. So, I mean, I could do that too, if you guys want to see more modern. Hunter says, the Zelda game I have is Link to the Past for SNES, A Link to the Past, 4 Swords for the GBA, Twilight Princess for Wii, Skyward Sword for Wii, Link Between Worlds, and a lot more. So you have a lot. That's awesome. It's great. Just says, A Link Between Worlds began as a remake of A Link to the Past, but Aonuma wanted to do a new game, so he and Miyamoto came to a compromise and created a new game using the world they built for the remake. Right, yeah, because they were also working on the remake of Majora's Mask at the same time, right? And they were kind of thinking, you know, we should really only do one remake, and we should do one new game. So you kind of have to choose. So they kind of cheated a little bit and were like, okay, so we'll make our Link to the Past remake a new game, but really it's going to feel almost identical to the first game, just having a completely fresh mechanic for the wall thing. Well, I remembered right away where to go for the sword. It's just from here, I don't really remember where I'm going. Was I supposed to talk to Marin again, perhaps? I think that was her name, wasn't it? Thomas says, play Zelda through your channel. Now, when you say your channel, again, are you talking about my actual channel? Or are you talking about this channel? Because there's a lot of people that come to live streams for this channel or for Nintendo Prime that still think that I'm Jesse or I'm Nate. And I'm thinking to myself, have you watched Jesse or Nate's videos? Why do you think I'm Jesse or Nate? I don't particularly look like either of them, so I'm confused. So just wanted to make sure you're actually talking about my channel or what. Jesse says, rumors suggest they're doing the same for Link's Awakening since it is the oldest mobile game. Oh, that would be awesome. Oh, that would be really awesome. Actually, I'd love a collection of all the Game Boy Color Zelda games. All in the same engine. All absolutely beautifully, gloriously remade. I don't know if I'd want them in the Link Between Worlds engine, personally. There's like a weird rubbery look to like the characters that I'm not sure I'm a big fan of. But if they were to put them on the Switch in maybe an updated version of that engine that doesn't look so rubbery, that'd be cool. Baven Wolf says, I've yet to play Skyward Sword. Gotta go. Thanks for having me. See you, Baven Wolf. Is there a link between worlds in here? No. Because that's a 3DS game. The NES Classic doesn't have a means. I don't think there's any way that a 3DS emulator would run on the SNES or the NES Classic, but what do I know, I guess. Chandler says, who wants to hear a joke? Jesse's all over it. Let's hear it. Jonas Heimbecker's here. Welcome. Thank you for watching. Thomas says, Jesse, I thought you were going to edit. He's hanging out. You don't have to be upset about him hanging out with us. Loki's here, says, what game is this? This is Link's Awakening on Game Boy Color. Actually, Link's Awakening DX, because the first Link's Awakening was only for Game Boy, original, black and white. Chrissy says, I've only played console Zelda games. That's a shame, because the portable ones are excellent. Kid Plays Games are here. Welcome. Thank you for watching. Chandler says, how did the sun get so bright? I think it's always been that bright, man. Hunter says, more Legend of Zeldas I have is Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time 3D. Awesome remake, by the way. Triforce Heroes, Breath of the Wild. Awesome. Katsu says, go to the woods. Thank you. You're right. I believe I do go to the woods in the upper left corner. Now that you say that, that rings a bell for me. This is her, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. The Ballad of the Windfish. We'll listen to this for a sec. Jesse says, did you guys know Link's Awakening started as just a fun project by a few of the staff, which is why it has so many Mario characters in it. After Miyamoto discovered the project, he encouraged them to finish it as a full Zelda game. That is really cool. That is really cool. Let's see. Kid Plays, you deserve more views. Thank you, Kid Plays. And I will take that to mean both me and Jesse. I think we both deserve more views. Thomas says your own channel. Got it. Hunter says, see you guys, gotta go. See ya, Hunter. Thanks for hanging out with us. Am I almost caught up with these chats? Whew. Thomas says, knock, knock. Who's there? Boo. Boo-hoo. Ha! Jesse says, please go and check out FiveJay's own channel. Thanks, Jesse. And folks watching right now, make sure you like this live video. That helps Jesse out. And if you're not already subscribed to Jesse on YouTube, make sure that you are. Again, you will help him out greatly. And you'll get, you know, notifications when he goes live or when he posts new videos and stuff. So that'll be great. Loki says, the music sounds a little like Karate Kid 2. The wind music. The Ballad of the Windfish sounds like Karate Kid 2. I haven't seen that in forever. I have to listen to it again to be able to place the tune you're referring to. But that's one where they go to Japan, right? I like that one. Good stuff. Have you guys seen that they're making a new Karate Kid series from the perspective of the Cobra Kai guys, the bad guys in the first one? So that's interesting. It's a YouTube Red exclusive, I believe. Oh, that's right. I gotta find some magic powder. I think I need to find a mushroom, and then I need to find a witch that will make magic powder. Then I put the magic powder on that guy, if I remember this. Like I said, I've played a lot of these games many times, 50% of the way, 70% of the way, and never actually beat them. I've played part of this game many times. Many times. Just didn't get my way to the end. I think my closest attempt was on 3DS Virtual Console, where I did get maybe 80% of the way through. I was going to say, I can move some of these, can't I? Blade says, hi, been a sub for a while. Are you playing on an emulator or on 3DS? This, oh man, I wish I had a 3DS that could stream for you guys. I have so many 3DS and DS games that I could play. Alas, a modded 3DS is like $500, and I just have a hard time plunking down that much cash for a console that's dying, but again, there's such great content there. So, I'm torn. And it takes a while to save up $500 to throw down for that anyway. But this is on a modded NES Classic console. So I guess you could say an emulator. Chandler says a guy walks into a bar, he falls. Get it? He literally walks into a bar. Lol. That's goofy. Okay, I think we can't get that heart right now. Actually, why can't we? Oh, I know why, because that doesn't want to move. Okay, we can't. Blade as a modded N64, nice. So what does the mod do? Is it just like a HD output, or is it like where you can play like emulators or something on it, or like Japanese region games and stuff? Ultra 64. I love when you get the power up for the Blade and then he's flying across the screen. Super cool. Can I push this? Yeah. 50 rupees. Oh, yeah. Sweet. Gotta save up 200. Jesse says, I love this gameplay. It's such a great game. I am filled with shame at any Zelda game that I haven't beaten. It is a shameful entry for me. And I had never beaten A Link to the Past before. So when I did a complete playthrough of that for Nintendo Prime, that was for my own benefit as well. Needed to have that under my belt. Again, a game I'd played, 50 to 70 way through many times, but I'd never actually beaten it. Now I have. So, I mean, I've beaten Ocarina of Time, I've beaten Majora's Mask, I've beaten Twilight Princess, I've beaten Oracle of Seasons and Ages, I've beaten the original on NES, we established A Link to the Past. So, like, I've beaten a lot of them, but not all of them, so I definitely have to put that on my... Ooh, that can go on my 30 before 30. So that's like a bucket list for young people. 30 things you want to do before you hit 30. And some of those should be the Zelda games that I've never fully completed. That would be awesome. Oh, Jesse admits to never having beaten this either. Well, good. Now I don't feel so bad. I always assume Jesse has beaten all of them since he is so knowledgeable about Zelda games. I mean, if that wasn't clear, so knowledgeable. Katsu says, have you played the first of the North Star MS games or the American reskin? What is that? Tell me what it is. So I can tell you most likely no, but maybe. Blade says, I still gotta play this one. I have it on Virtual Console on my 3DS. Great. You should totally play it. Great game. Definitely worth your time. We need a power bracelet before we can lift up any of those blocks. We're looking for a witch to make some magic powder. Jesse says, who all here has beat A Link's Awakening? Christy says, I need to. Bucket list. Great, I'm feeling better about this. Fewer and fewer people all the time. Christy says, I didn't finish Skyward Sword or Majora's Mask. I also did not finish Skyward Sword. Again, 50-ish%. And did not get through it. So... some of the games that I got through, like, technically I beat the end of Wind Waker, but it was my friend's game, and he would play sometimes when I wasn't there, but when I was there, he wanted me to play. So even though I beat it, I didn't play through the entire game myself, so... It's somewhat similar for Majora's Mask, actually. I would love to stream Majora's Mask 3D for you guys if I ever get my hands on a modded 3DS, because that is the best way to play that game. It's such a great, great version of that game. They fixed so many issues. Liz has got a modded SNES for my B-Day next month. Ooh, sweet. That's cool. Again, is that like a RGB output type thing? Just like a HDMI output? Or not HDMI, RGB. Loki says, how'd you get Game Boy Color games on NES Classic? There's like a whole software package that you can just upload onto it through the USB cable that comes with the system. And yeah, it works great. Look up some YouTube videos on modding your NES Classic, and you'll find it. It's pretty easy. Jesse says, congrats to Blade. I want a modded SNES. I hear ya. Christy says, couldn't get past the skeleton on the ship. I suck. Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Jesse says, you can run it on an emulator. Blade says, saved up for it. Nice. You saved up for the modded console? That's great. Dust and powder, which is what we meant to do. And... boop, 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 boop. There he is. A big Josie toadstool. But it sure was fun. So now we can get through the woods, and we could not before. Chandler says the greatest nation is donation. So if you can and want to, please donate to Game Over Jesse. Totally. Totally donate to Game Over Jesse. Absolutely, folks. Do a super chat right now if you're able. Because Jesse would appreciate that. Yes! Our first dungeon key. This is interesting in that this Zelda game actually requires a key for you to be able to open the dungeon. Which was really something they didn't really do in other Zelda games. It was just kind of the way there was blocked off until you had the appropriate item to get there, and then you could just go there. But this one also requires you to have the right key to get inside. It's very interesting. Jesse says, I don't have a modded 3DS, but I do stream 3DS games with an emulator, and seeing them in HD is beautiful. Yeah, I tend not to like to stream emulated things. I say as I'm streaming an emulated thing right now on a modified NES Classic. I feel somewhat better-ish about this one for, well, really no reason. I guess it doesn't really make any sense. I'm pretty much just a hypocrite. Christy says, before Breath of the Wild, I loved Twilight Princess. Oh, yeah, so good. Played it and beat it 5 times. Ooh, that's a lot of times. Love that story. I hear ya. Loki says, yeah, I have a modded NES Classic and SNES Classic, but I don't know how to get other emulators on it. I believe the software is called Hackchi, and it just has an option in there for uploading new cores. So essentially, you're swapping out the operating system that's on the NES Classic, and you're putting in all new operating system that allows you to add new cores to it. I'm not sure if it's kind of the same thing. No, it is. It's RetroArch. Or RetroArch, I'm not quite sure which one. And then that allows you to have several different systems worth on there. So I think it's kind of similar to like having a RetroPie, except that this has kind of its own software that's nice, the save system and everything. I don't know. Blade says it's region free with HDRGB mod. I prefer old consoles instead of virtual console games, to be honest. I hear ya. I hear ya, but oftentimes those virtual console games are cheap and convenient. So, if I can, I'd do both. Personally. But, you know, obviously, money, money, money. So that's why it's usually easier to choose the virtual console stuff. But the modded hardware is definitely my favorite. I have a Game Boy Advance, the original Game Boy Advance model, and my friend swapped out the screen with the AGS 101 SP screen, which is to say a much brighter, clearer screen, and it's perfect. And of course the original Game Boy Advance wasn't even backlit at all, so that's nice. Guys, any other games that you guys wanted to see me play while we have about 20 minutes left? I'm going to make a save of this here. Was there another request already and I've forgotten about it because it was like 15 minutes ago? Chandler says, because I can't spend all my allowance, I hear ya. Dark Greninja Sensi, thank you for watching, says, who's your favorite Legend of Zelda character? Well, it's hard for me to choose anyone but Link. I also really like the Goron, so Darunia is also one of my favorites. Saria, that little romance that never happened, that it always makes me sad, plus her song is amazing. Loki says, nothing like trading places, quote. Katsu says, Fist of the North Star is an anime, and they made a game for it on MS, is that Master System? But when releasing it in America, they for some reason reskinned it to a Japan-themed martial arts game, but I forgot what it's called. Interesting. So are you using EverDrive? No, this is a modded NES classic, so no EverDrives are employed. I have an EverDrive Game Boy Color, or a Game Boy Color EverDrive, which can also play Game Boy original games. So that's really cool. So yeah, any other member, we can play Game Boy, Game Boy Color, NES, Game Gear, or Sega Master System games. I'll look for, would you say, Fist of the North Star? I'll see if there's anything that has a title, anything like that in here. Pokemon Gold. I think you're right. Somebody did request Pokemon Gold. Fist. Fantasy Zone. And Gauntlet. So, we don't have that. Okay, Pokemon Gold. Blade says, whoa, sorry, this is new to me now. Is there a guide on this stuff I can look up? I just, checked YouTube. There were just YouTube videos how to mod your NES Classic and how to upload new systems on it. So yeah. Loki says, what is an EverDrive? An EverDrive is a cartridge. Uh-oh, I appear to have frozen my system. An error has occurred. An EverDrive is a cartridge for an old console that allows you to boot games from a file. So you can upload a bunch of ROMs onto a memory card, put it in this EverDrive, and then in your Game Boy Color, like what I have, your Game Boy Color will boot this little operating system that will allow you to load games. Your settings have been reset. Okay. Looks like we're fine though. So basically, it's not an emulator, but it's kind of like the convenience of an emulator while being able to play a multitude of games on your old hardware with just one cartridge. It's really cool. So I love them. They're just kind of spendy. Thomas is back. Welcome back. Chrissy says, I'm going to take off, guys. Have a good night. Thomas says, see ya. See ya. Guys says, looked it up. The American version was called Black Belt. Okay, so let's see if we have Black Belt in here. We got one game with a B. We go from Astro Warrior to Batman Returns to Captain Silver. So unfortunately, I appear not to have that game. Sorry, we'll go look for Pokemon Gold. Loki says, okay, like a R4DS. Guess I'm not sure what that is, but if you get the concept, then yes, it's like that. Poke. I think they're all in here. Silver's my favorite, but the request was gold, so we'll play gold. Thomas says, what is your favorite game of all time? I'm not completely decided. Some of my contenders include Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild, as well as Mega Man X. Oh, I love Mega Man X so much. In fact, they are putting out a brand new Super Nintendo cartridge of Mega Man X. There's only 8,500 copies. They're special limited editions. 1,000 of them are like this awesome glow-in-the-dark translucent blue color. I ordered one of these. Kind of expensive, but yeah. Ooh, we have a request for Cobra Triangle. Sounds great. Thomas says, what about newer games? Well, Breath of the Wild, that's a newer game. Other new games that I like, 2016 there was a game called Unravel, and it's this laid-back physics puzzler game, but what I loved about it was, for one, the music. It's just this beautiful Celtic music playing all the time, and the very subtle emotional storytelling. You're just this little yarn creature exploring the memories of this old lady, going through her life, and it was really good. It was really good. So if you happen to like physics-based puzzles, the game is as chill gets. It was an amazing atmosphere for a game to stream. It was really laid back. It was a lot of fun. I loved it. So that's one of them. Really good. I also really love Doom. Also from 2016, and also came out to Switch last year as well. Yeah, there's a couple examples for you. Blade says, R4DS lets you put Nintendo DS ROMs back in the day, kind of like EverDrive. My uncle got one day. EverDrive is just a brand, so it's just a flash cartridge. So yeah, that's awesome. Hey, Jesse just uploaded a new video, so go check it out, guys. It's about Call of Duty. That's cool. I mean, people play Call of Duty. Lots and lots of folks. So everyone can ignore it? Aw, that's not true. Go prove Jesse wrong, guys, and go watch his new video. Thomas says, my favorite is probably Luigi's Mansion. Oh, great choice. Excellent, excellent choice. I love Luigi's Mansion. Luigi, for me, he's the man. He's way better than Mario. Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, by the way, another game I'd love to stream for you guys because, oh, that game is so good. Also, I love Ghostbusters, and Luigi's Mansion was a Nintendo version of Ghostbusters, like, exactly. So, love that about it as well. Katsu says, Call of Duty is a good fish. Ah, nope. He was making a pun there. I automatically read COD as Call of Duty, but he meant to call it COD, and I ruined your joke. Says, COD is a good fish. I prefer salmon, though. Sorry, I ruined your joke. Jesse says, are you excited for the original coming to 3DS? No. Because I want it to come to Switch. Because then I can stream it for you guys. In truth, though, I did stream literally the entire Luigi's Mansion on my channel. On my homepage, I put a big playlist of all of the games that I did playthroughs for. So if you're interested in seeing my playthroughs, go check out my channel on the homepage. There's a bunch of playlists there that have all the parts of me playing through games. I'm currently working on Super Mario 64, so that one only has 2 videos in it so far, and I have no idea how many it's going to be in the end. But, I mean, it's fine. I wish it was coming to Switch, but, man, they just... I mean, they had a working engine already with the 3DS Dark Moon, right? So, I mean, it makes sense. It was easier for them. They're trying to keep sales for 3DS going until the Switch is enough to support them on their own, because throughout Nintendo's lifetime, they've kind of always had 2 systems to support them. And it's probably a little bit scary for Nintendo to rely totally on one system, now that they're kind of combining the 2. So, I can understand why they're trying to hold on and keep the 3DS going. But eventually they're going to have to drop that off. But when they do things like this, I mean, it means that there's more and more value in me getting a modded 3DS. So I really should think about trying to save up to do that. Chandler says, do you like cheesecake? Yeah, totally. Loki says, my favorite NES was Super Dodgeball. Ooh, great game. I love Super Dodgeball. Jesse says, it was announced last Direct with improved graphics. I mean, they're improved, but, like, how much are they improved? Because, like, the first game looked pretty good on GameCube, and the 3DS is a humongous powerhouse. I mean, it's capable of doing Wii games pretty well. In some respects, they're kind of a downgrade. In some respects, kind of an upgrade. It's kind of weird, but yeah, it's kind of like when Super Mario 64 came to the DS, all of the character sprites had higher polygon counts, and so it looked nicer as far as the shape of everyone, but the textures were somehow even lower quality, and so the textures looked worse, and it was kind of like, what? How does it look better and worse at the same time? That's kind of how I felt about the 3DS port of Donkey Kong Country Returns. Like, it looks better and it looks worse. There's parts that seem better and there's parts that seem worse. So, like, the 3DS is kind of capable of doing about Wii-level graphics. Maybe a little bit less, which really isn't that much more powerful than GameCube. So that's why I'm a little bit skeptical about how much better the graphics are really going to be. I could see them adding in more, like, bloom lighting effects type stuff, you know? More effects and less, like, higher definition type things, because I really don't think it can really do high def so good. So, oh sweet, I had a berry. Blade says, do you guys stream ROM hack sometimes? I have never streamed a ROM hack, but I don't know. I don't know that I will either. I'm always worried about the legality of things, because I would hate for my channel to get shut down for streaming something when streaming is all I do, you know? That's all I want to do. One day I would love to be able to do streaming full-time for everybody, but right now it doesn't make sense financially for me to try and make such a transition, so I gotta keep plugging away as it is, and maybe one day I can make that transition. Thomas says, have you ever used GameShark for N64? Not for N64. I have used it for Super Nintendo quite a lot. My friend had a Super Nintendo and Game Gear, and we used it a lot. It was great. Blade says, who still wants Super Mario 64 3DS? Oh, yeah. I want it for Switch more, but I will absolutely take a remake of Super Mario 64, one of my other favorite games of all time. It's so wonderful. Dark Ninja says, hey dude, what's 9 by 10? 90? GameOver Jesse says, you need to come on the podcast sometime. Who are you referring to? Because if you're referring to me, then yes. But if you're referring to somebody else, then I think their answer is also probably yes. Frederick Anonymous says, this isn't Link's Awakening. It was. It was Link's Awakening. And now it is Pokemon Gold. Oh, we had another request. What was it for? Crap, now I gotta scroll up and find it. Cobra Triangle. We're gonna go play some Cobra Triangle because we only got 5 minutes left of the stream here. Save. Cobra Triangle is a NES game made by Rare, the guys you may know for making Donkey Kong Country and GoldenEye 007 and Perfect Dark and Diddy Kong Racing and Killer Instinct and all sorts of awesome classic Nintendo games. So they also made Cobra Triangle on the NES, so predating all those games that you're familiar with. Let's see, missed some chats here. What are we at? GameOver Jesse says to Blade, we have a podcast every week, the Hylian Gamecast. Nice. Thomas says clickbait title. What, this is a clickbait title? Lol. Blade says, sweet. I love your channel, by the way. Jesse says, where we discuss all the Zelda and Nintendo news from the week and answer fan-submitted questions. Sounds awesome, man. Katsu's got to go. See you, Katsu. Thanks for hanging out. Says we'll probably join GameOver Jesse Discord server when I get home. Thank you for streaming. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like this live video before you go. Cobra, Cobra, Cobra. Thomas says, do you have a Discord for your own channel, not Jesse's? Yes. Yes, I do. If you look at any of my YouTube videos in the description, you'll find somewhere, you know, scroll down, you'll find a link to my Discord. So yes, by all means. Cobra Triangle. There it is. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure I have this game. Jesse says to Thomas, not a clickbait title at all. He was streaming Link's Awakening and retro games. Yeah, the title technically doesn't have any game in it, but I think YouTube automatically starts updating the game title that you're playing, because YouTube is like, oh, we're smart and we'll figure this out for you. So I was playing Link's Awakening, and it wasn't a lie, but now it kind of is. We're just doing random things. So if you're looking at the actual title of the stream itself, that lets you know what's going on. So here's Cobra Triangle. As you can see, they're kind of doing, you know, pseudo 3D stuff on the NES, which is insane. So retro is always about really cool technical things. So they always had great looking N64 games and great looking SNES games, and as you can see now, great looking NES games. This game is not easy, but it's really cool. It's very smooth, and pulling off these pseudo 3D graphics, awesome. Really cool. Jesse says it's literally the opposite of clickbait. Thomas says, but he's playing other games. Again, it's not in the title of the video. It's the game title field. Different thing. What am I doing? Oh, I think this is like capture the flag, but I'm trying to maybe... I think I'm trying to keep these bombs away from this guy. Keep them from taking the bombs. Oh, get him over to my side. Nice. That's cool. It's keep away. Come get me. Sweet. So there's a couple of different like game objectives to this game. It's cool. So whoever suggested Cobra Triangle, nice suggestion. Get in there. Missed it. There we go. One more. Okay, and he's coming after me. He's too slow. Haha. Sucker. Blade says you need to play Beyond the Sleep, Beyond Two Souls, and Life is Strange one day. Maybe. I have a lot of games. I don't really know if I'll get to these particular games, but especially since I know that some of them are like walking simulators, and those don't interest me quite so much. But maybe. I'll always say maybe, because I never know what I'm going to stream next. Shooting from the hip, you know? Jesse says he has played Pokemon, Rampage, Link's Awakening, Kid Icarus, and several others. Yeah, I like doing these streams because it is so hodgepodge. You know, people just shout out a game name and I go and I grab the game. It's great. Do we win? I think we won. Jesse says, this boat game is so stressful, right? It's high action. Guard the people. Oh, this sounds like the worst one. Oh, I'm losing already. Already lost two. Oh, man. Oh, they're stealing more. No! Alright, I'm going to stay in the center and just rotate around. Is that a spaceship? Unfair. I got one dude left. Oh, I thought if I shot right at him, I'd be able to save him, but... Wah, 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 wah. Okay. Jesse says to Chrissy, you need to retry beating Skyward Sword. You won't regret it. Yeah, I need to retry it as well. I, again, got stuck halfway or so through that game and moved on to another game. Loki says, can you put MAME on this? Actually, yes, you can put MAME on this. Atari 2600, I know, is also possible. Genesis, Super Nintendo. The problem is, and why I only have a limited number of consoles on here, is because when you do something that's more than the NES number of buttons, the NES only had start and select in A and B, you have to use their software to map the new buttons to the controllers. And that software was not working for me, so I couldn't get the buttons to do what they're supposed to do. And that was frustrating. So I took off Super Nintendo, I took off Genesis, and focused on just systems that have the exact same number of buttons as the NES does. I got just one more little guy. No, no, they froze me. No, 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 no. So hard. Well, we're at the end of the stream here. I'm just going to finish up the rest of the chats, and then we'll have to sign off here, unfortunately. But this has been so active, so thanks for being awesome, guys. Jesse's asking folks what their favorite 8-bit games are. Loki says, can you put... I already read that one. Jesse says, can you emulate the Super Nintendo on the NES Mini? Yes, but I would recommend doing that on the SNES Mini, because then you don't run into that buttons problem that I had. I have not modded my SNES Classic, so that is still stock. I've done all the modifying just to the NES Classic. Blade says, been a while. I haven't played any in years. Jesse says, or can you only emulate 8-bit consoles? That was a choice. I think I already explained that, so you probably are up to date by now. Dark Greninja says, hey, dude, did you see the Smash Bros. Update? It's lit. I don't think there is one. Sounds like clickbait. Blade says, I do like Zelda and Mario Brothers, though, and A Link to the Past. Amazing games. Mario Brothers 3, oh, perfect platformer right there. So good. Loki says, the trick is to put one of your tail and flip around. Yeah, I was trying, man. I was trying. Not easy. Jesse says, what news, Greninja? Yeah, what news? Like I said, it sounds like clickbait. Loki says, one man. Blade says, play Zelda 1 next stream. Ooh, Zelda 1. Great game. I beat that on a Game Boy Advance, the NES Classic series on Game Boy Advance. And I almost beat Zelda 2 on Game Boy Advance as well. Man, that game was tough. But great games. Just great games. I did stream all the way through Zelda 1 as my first thorough Thursday stream. That was a series I used to do. Now I just call them playthroughs. It's not on Thursdays anymore. But guys, thank you for being so active. You're all amazing. Remember to like this live video to help Jesse out. Remember, if you're not already subscribed to him on YouTube, please do. And if you're enjoying me as a streamer, I have my own channels on Twitch and YouTube. So just go to those platforms and search for FiveJay Gaming, spelled like you see below the camera there, and you'll find me. You guys are all the best, and I'll catch you on Jesse's channel next week. And if you check out my channel, I'll see you later this week. Thanks for coming, guys. See you later.